What is Kanban in project management? Before we dive into Kanban, we must first understand what Agile is. Agile is a project management methodology that breaks projects down into smaller increments. Agile teams work in short cycles to make continuous improvements to a product. There are many frameworks under the Agile umbrella, and Kanban is one of them. The Kanban framework helps teams to manage their workflow in a highly visual way. Think of it as a to-do list, but with extras. Rather than adding tasks to one single list, you group them into different columns to show whether the tasks are outstanding, ongoing, or completed. To illustrate this workflow, you will use a Kanban board. A Kanban board is a tool for mapping your tasks and monitoring their status. It will have at least 3 columns: to do, doing, and done. Tasks are represented on cards, which are placed under the to-do column and moved throughout the workflow. Your Kanban board could be a physical whiteboard with sticky notes or a virtual board on a software platform. The Kanban philosophy goes back to the 1940s. At that time, car manufacturer Toyota needed a new system to improve production at its factory in Japan. It took inspiration from the pull method used by grocery stores, where shelves are stocked just enough to satisfy customer demand. In 1953, Toyota implemented this just-in-time principle into its manufacturing process to control inventory. It began to track production stages using physical cards. This is where the name Kanban comes from, roughly translated from Japanese as card you can see. Kanban made its way into modern project management in the early 2000s, when engineer David J. Anderson applied it to software development. He published a book in 2010 called Kanban: Successful Evolutionary Change for Your Technology Business. Kanban project management has been widely used by teams across the world ever since. To fully understand how to use Kanban, it's important to recognize the main principles of this framework. There are 4 to remember. 1. Start with now. Focus on the most urgent task and get to work using the processes that are already in place at your organization. 2. Take an incremental approach to change. This means making little tweaks to your process over time, rather than completely overhauling it in one fell swoop. 3. Maintain existing roles. Working with the team structure you already have makes it easier for people to adapt to a new system. 4. Encourage leadership at every level. On a Kanban team, every employee, not just the manager, should act as a leader. As well as the 4 principles, there are also 6 key practices in Kanban project management. Let's look at them in more detail. 1. Visualize the workflow. Teams will organize tasks on a Kanban board and update it when there is a status change. 2. Limit work in progress. Teams should avoid working on too many tasks at one time. Only drag a card into the doing column if your team has the capacity to work on it right away. 3. Manage the workflow. A project manager will monitor task progress on the Kanban board and may reallocate resources to avoid potential bottlenecks. 4. Create guidelines. Teams should have clear instructions on the various stages of their work process. For example, if a task is still awaiting approval, they will know not to move it to the done column. 5. Use feedback loops. Teams will participate in daily meetings to discuss progress and future plans. Project managers should also carry out regular reviews to ensure optimal performance. 6. Improve continuously. This is a key facet of the Agile methodology. Kanban teams are encouraged to evolve their processes and implement changes to improve their workflow. Now you know the principles and practices of Kanban project management, but how does it work in real life? Here is an example of how to use Kanban. Let's say you're in charge of a new marketing campaign. This will require the creation of multiple assets, including images, articles, and ads. You can build a custom Kanban board for this project with separate cards for each task. An example of a card could be Prepare image for website. Assign team members to each card and monitor progress across the 3 columns until each task is completed. Kanban project management can offer numerous benefits to a team. These include better visibility. Project managers can get a bird's-eye view of all tasks and their current status. More flexibility. There are no set time limits in Kanban, so cards can be moved in and out of separate columns as needed. Increased efficiency. By focusing on the work in progress, teams can eliminate multitasking and get things done quicker. However, there are also some potential obstacles in Kanban project management that you need to watch out for. These include lack of time frame. Though this flexibility can be viewed as a benefit, the lack of a clear end date can decrease motivation levels and slow down deliverables. Uneven tasks. If John has 5 tasks and Sarah has 3, at a glance it might seem like John has more work to do. However, his tasks could each require an hour's work, while Sarah's tasks could take a full week. Unclear dependencies. Unlike a Gantt chart, a Kanban board does not show task dependencies. This means the consequences of a delayed task can be hard to spot. If you want to avoid these roadblocks, you should consider using Kanban project management software instead of a physical board. The advantages of using an online Kanban board include 1. Due dates. You can add and adjust deadlines easily with virtual Kanban cards, adding a sense of time structure while still maintaining a level of flexibility. Also, overdue tasks can be easily spotted. For example, the date might turn red if a task is late. 2. Time tracking. A versatile platform will enable you to track how long a specific task takes. This information can be recorded and added to future cards so you can manage uneven tasks and allocate resources accordingly. 3. Multiple project views. While a physical whiteboard offers just one view of your project, a good Kanban project management platform will let you switch easily to a Gantt chart view. This way, you get more visibility on your project's timeline and task dependencies. With Wrike, you can explore these features and bring the power of Kanban project management to your organization. Kickstart your projects with ready-made templates, time tracking tools, Gantt charts, customizable workflows, and team dashboards. For more information on how to use other project management tools, check out our YouTube channel.